7. Barrett outside, the switch. Doncic goes, oh, what a great step! And then he hammers it home! Broke his ankles!
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all is well. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I really do appreciate it. So the New York Knicks just came out victorious in their home opener, the final score being 130 to 106. So the Detroit Pistons entering this game were actually 1-0 as they came out victorious versus the Orlando Magic. Yes, the Magic are an unexperienced group like the Detroit Pistons, but they definitely do have tons of talent over there, and it looks like they're going to have tons of upside, and they're going to be pretty successful in a couple of years. We'll see what happens with their head coach. But I personally did like this victory a lot by the New York Knicks. Yes, we know the Pistons are a rebuilding team. You know, they're very young, they're very inexperienced. They're still figuring out how to win basketball games, and the only veteran in their lineup is Bogdanovich, who's a damn solid player. I do like Bogdanovich's game a lot. But I love the statement by the New York Knicks coming off that overtime loss versus the Grizzlies. Like, yes, the Pistons have tons of young, high upside talent, but as of right now, they're still figuring things out, and we're the better team right now. And the Knicks clearly made that statement in a huge blowout over the Detroit Pistons at home, and just a win we desperately needed. I know we were just 0-1. We had plenty of time to bounce back, but this is a game we needed to come out victorious in. And I just absolutely love the way we set the tone as well. We know RJ Barrett came off in one of his worst games as a pro, shooting 3 of 18 from the field versus the Memphis Grizzlies. And a lot of people just think third overall pick, you need to put up 1,000,000 points a night, that type of thing. Yes, you need to put up the production. Yes, you have to put up the stats. But also what comes with being a lottery pick or a top 5 pick in the draft is you need to put your team in the best position to win games. You got to be a successful player when it comes to just helping contribute to winning basketball. And I thought RJ Barrett did that tonight, especially with the way he set the tone in this game, getting the defense to collapse, kicking it outside to an Evan Fournier. I thought he made very nice basketball plays. And he was also just like unpredictable when it came to the offense side of the basketball as well. Yes, we didn't see any crazy type of bag, but I thought it was a lot better than what we saw in Memphis. When he looked off the defense, found Mitchell Robinson cutting in the inside. He finished with like 4 or 5 assists. I thought he had a good, solid, all-around basketball game, and he contributed in a bunch of different types of factors. Yes, the defense still was inconsistent, but you could say he's kind of gotten unlucky when it comes to sometimes matching up with certain personnel, like when he'll get switched on an IV or has to defend an IV. Like, not many guys can defend an IV in this league. When you look at his hesitations, when you look at his speed, he's one of the fastest players in the league already. Or when he had to be matched up on a John Morant. And as much as I like IV as a rookie, I thought we did actually a decent job adjusting on an IV when it came to that first half. Yes, eventually he did put up some points in that second half, and he did a good job distributing the basketball. But what I wanted the New York Knicks to do was speed up at Jaden Ivey. You know, sometimes he could play a little out of control or take bad shots, and that's what he did in the first half, and I thought we did a good job on Jaden Ivey in that first half. Cade Cunningham literally replicated what he did in that Orlando Magic game. Shot 6 for 16, and once again, distributed the ball well, but a lot of his shots were flat outside on the perimeter, and the Pistons aren't going to consistently be in games or be in the position to win games when you get off to slow starts, especially with the way their bench is banged up right now. When you really take a look at it, no Isaiah Livers, Alec Burks is out with an injury as well. Marvin Bagley is going to be missing a portion of the beginning of the season, and you have Killian Hayes, who's very stagnant offensively. There's an inconsistency when it comes to their bench for sure, and we absolutely went on to demolish their bench that we're going to be getting into. But I thought RJ played physical. I thought he played mentally tough. He didn't try to do too much out there on the basketball floor. And Mitchell Robinson, I thought he got the best of Isaiah Stewart when it came to the first quarter. We know Isaiah Stewart's a more physical big man, and he's kind of undersized when it comes to center position. He's only 6'8", he's only 6'9", and the New York Knicks did what I was talking about in the preview video. Let's get Mitchell Robinson involved when it comes to these alley-oops, get his catch radius involved, and I thought we did that in the first quarter. He did a good job also giving us a second chance opportunity, just being a threat when it comes to his interior defense, and his stats weren't crazy. But eventually when I get into this recap video and tell you about what happened in this game, we didn't really need the starters to be amazing. There was no one in our starting lineup that put up 20 points. Our leading scorer was actually someone coming off of the bench. But I thought we did play good team brand of basketball. And Brunson, I thought, played one hell of a game. It's just amazing seeing stability at the point guard position. It really is awesome seeing someone that makes the right reads, but he can also get his when it matters most. He's not too passive. He's a 3-level scorer. He had a beautiful up and under hesitation move on Jaden Ivey, kind of a welcome to the NBA moment. He could shoot the 3 ball. He could work down the lane. He can get to that mid-range. It's pretty unpredictable as a player. He's going to just be a competitor, even fight for rebounds. He just wants to win. That's what I love about Jalen Brunson. He doesn't care about his points, and he was efficient. Same thing with RJ Barrett. That was pretty much a theme in this game. Randall, there was a couple plays, maybe trying to do too much, but if you're just hating on Randall tonight, it's not the night. He helped us contribute to winning basketball. I thought he played tough. I thought he played extremely strong. Even when it came to defense, I love the effort on the defense side of the basketball, and I didn't think he settled a lot, which I did like. And when he did shoot the threes from the outside, they were uncontested, and he knocked them down, and they were within the flow of the offense. So far, I think Randall's been playing good brand of basketball. He's not like trying to do too much. He's not putting up crazy numbers. It doesn't look like he has a huge ego this year. It's still very early on in the season. But Randall, I've been encouraged with his play. He's definitely been one of the best players, or we could say, arguably the best player for the New York Knicks. Maybe you can make the argument with Jalen Brunson and Randall throughout the first couple games of the season. Evan Fournier, he had a nice team defensive possession. It's just like when I'm really thinking about it at the top of my head, yeah, I didn't really think Fournier played much. He had a very nice drive to the basket and a couple nice buckets, but I didn't think he really did personally anything crazy. There's a couple nitpicks I do need to talk about, or it may not even be nitpicks, and it's something we really need to clean up. Maybe it's a chemistry issue, maybe a personnel issue, but we got out rebounded again. There's chances that we could have got a huge rebound, offensive rebound. You know, Jalen Duren, second game of his NBA career, first game versus the Orlando Magic, double-double. He had a double-double once again, so we have to stop with these second chance opportunities. We allowed Kevin Knox to get an offensive rebound off of a missed free throw as well. So we have to do a better job boxing out, being more physical in that department, if I'm being completely real. And we shot the three ball extremely good in this game. It was complete opposite of last year, or last game, when we shot atrocious from beyond the arc. And we're just overall very efficient. I believe we shot 50%. We're getting very quality shots from the overall field. We picked our spots very well. We didn't shoot too many threes. We didn't shoot too much in the interior. I thought we did a good job just balancing it out. But we shot 40% from three. But the Detroit Pistons were absolutely awful. They only made 8 threes, and I don't even know the percentage at the top of my head, but they didn't shoot their free throws well. Their turnstiles on the defense side of the basketball, when they would score, we would leak out and just get easy points. It was an absolute massacre. It was an absolute bloodbath. But there was a few moments in this game I'm like, wow, he's just wide open. And we're lucky Cade Cunningham didn't knock down his shots tonight. He actually shot 6 for 16 like he did in that Orlando Magic game. Like, he exactly shot 6 for 16, I believe, in that game as well. And we know Ivy's an inconsistent three-point shooter. And again, with their bench, you're not going to win much games when your starters get off to that slow of a start. You don't really engage on the defense side of the basketball. But we do need to do it. We do need to do a better job closing outside of the perimeter. And if that was a different team, like a more consistent three-point shooting team, it could have been a different story and could have hurt us a lot more, because you did see when we were up like 1,000,000 points, they eventually cut it down like 13 or 15. Maybe that was close as they cut it down to. Like, Sadiq Bey was cooking at one point. He was getting buckets at one point, and sometimes we were falling asleep on defense. But yeah, our offensive rebounds, we got to do a better job boxing out. But where this game really turned around was the bench. Like, when I'm thinking about it at the top of my head, we outscored them when it came to their bench, like 58-12. It was something ridiculous like that. And I wrote that down when there was still like 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Yeah, 58 bench points to 12. You also have to think about, though, Marvin Bagley's going to be missing a portion of the beginning of the season. You know, they didn't have Alec Burks, they had no Isaiah Livers, but the bench was absolutely fantastic in this game. And like I mentioned, Killian Hayes, I like that. He's a solid distributor of the ball. He's a solid defensive player, but Derrick Rose has that. He's a veteran, you know. He just has more experience out there on the floor. And Killian Hayes is just not a good offensive player as well. So there's going to be some empty trips for the Detroit Pistons, and their offense is going to be extremely inconsistent in the second unit. And the New York Knicks took advantage of that. I thought Derrick Rose's bag was going to take advantage of Killian Hayes, but Derrick Rose made 3 3-pointers in the second quarter, was lighting it up from the outside, you know. Obi Toppin, he did airball the first 3-pointer. He actually ended up hitting some threes at the end of this game. His 3-pointer's so weird. You know, the touch is there. Maybe it's something with his mechanics, because he airballs like 1 3-pointer a game, I feel like, when he's in that corner. But Obi Toppin responded with a deep 2. You know, he responded with a very nice defensive play, coming out in transition, finishing really nicely. And Obi Toppin, he threw an alley-oop to Cam Reddish off a nice defensive play by Isaiah Hartenstein. It's so weird seeing Obi Toppin throw an alley-oop to someone. I wonder if that's the first time Obi Toppin has thrown an alley-oop, and it's executed throughout his NBA career. I've never seen him throw an alley-oop, but I'm really thinking about it at the top of my head. But I thought he played with confidence. I thought he played hard. And Emmanuel Quickley, he's going to have his ups and downs when it comes to reading the floor, but Quickly is going to be that spark plug for us, that he's going to have good games, he's going to have bad games if we like it or not. There's going to be games that floater's falling. There's going to be games that he's performing off the dribble. He can't miss from the outside, but then there's also going to be games like, yeah, it's just not going to fall. Like, he's going to have good games, he's going to have bad games. He's a streaky player, and I believe he was our leading scorer in this game. He was just pouring it on at the end of the game, just embarrassing the Detroit Pistons. Isaiah Hartenstein, he's limited when it comes to his feet aren't as light outside on the perimeter. He could be heavy-footed, unlike Mitch Robinson defending the perimeter. But Isaiah Hartenstein's scrappy. He plays hard. He did a good job fighting for rebounds. I thought he played his ass off. He knocked down a three, rebounded the ball pretty damn well. It's just the defense. Sometimes guys blow by him, and that was kind of a nitpicky thing. I don't know if it's our lack of athleticism throughout this team in certain spots, but there's like Bogdanovich isn't someone that really kills you off the dribble. There was a couple times Bogdanovich just drove right past our defense, which we definitely need to work on. Maybe a chemistry thing, maybe a personnel thing, maybe the scheme of running. But yes, personnel wise in the starting lineup, our defensive personnel isn't the best in the world, especially when RJ Barrett's supposed to be that guy defending your best players, and he's been inconsistent to start the season, and he was inconsistent in the preseason. Cam Reddish, he didn't put up or replicate any crazy performance like he did the last game, but I thought he played with effort. I thought he played with energy. I got to give credit to him. But yeah, the Pistons bench wasn't great. Yeah, Knox that came off the bench didn't really play that well as well. But I loved the effort. I loved the attitude from this Knicks team, and we pretty much just poured it on throughout this game, and they were awful from the free throw line. I remember when Diallo got to the free throw line, we know he's an athletic dude, plays defense. His shot's not really been consistent throughout his career, but he's someone that's actually killed us in the past. He airballed a free throw, second one is way off. He went to the free throw line again and nearly airballed it again, and I remember him taking a jump shot later in the game. I'm like, use your athleticism, get to the rack, because you can't even knock down free throws. I don't know what you're doing. And I guess one thing I can nitpick, RJ Barrett needs to knock down those push shots that are wide open. It's his fourth year in the league. He still can't knock them down. So I don't know if it's just that he has a lack of touch. But when it came to the third quarter, I love the way RJ Barrett opened up with those 2-and-1s, the unpredictability of working down the lane, spin move and one. I believe it was on Isaiah Stewart. He played very strong. Finished with 18 points, 4 assists, like rebounded the ball well, had some decent moments defensively, had some bad moments defensively. We'll see how he does up against the Orlando Magic. Like, that team's actually pretty stacked personnel-wise. It just comes down to experience. So I'm interested to see how he's going to match up versus that Orlando Magic team defensively. But yeah, we were pretty much pouring it on throughout the entire game when it came to the second half, and it was pretty embarrassing for the Detroit Pistons. But yeah, Sadiq Bey gave them some decent life on one point, or maybe gave them some encouraging sign. But yeah, I thought we did a good job speeding up Ivy at the beginning of this game, and it was kind of too little too late when he was starting to pour it on. Just seeing the unpredictability with Brunson, that up and under, just seeing someone that's versatile at the point guard position is pretty awesome. Like, versatile offensively, that has some creativity. But let me know down below your thoughts. Peace out, y'all.